Gosh, I would say identity. And I think we used to be like, who am I, what was I meant to do, that sort of question. And now it's even deeper than that with our sexuality. And like in this formative time, students are trying to figure that out. But I think the most heightened issue is that of race and ethnicity and inclusion and diversity. And whatever word people feel most comfortable with is certainly, I think, has been and will continue to be a part of what impacts colleges and universities and how well they navigate that with their students and respond in kind of those critical moments when events occur. So there's the both and. It's not just who are we as an institution and how are we developing a diverse kind of culture, but also the world around us is responding differently and in a more heightened way. And so students expect the university to do something. So I think identity, I think race, diversity, inclusion, and then affordability and accessibility. Students are going into debt, and so it's is it worth it? That's, I think, a big critical issue. Yeah. Those would probably be my big three: affordability, race, identity of students. I feel a pressure. Like, I think the more I know, and perhaps the more I move up, the more responsibility and intensity I think you feel. That I think the institution is asked to be a lot more and provide a lot more. And students are coming in with more mental health, more questioning of who they are. And so the role of the institution is no longer just educator, developer. It's coach, it's health provider, it's all these other things. So I think that's shifted. Yeah. And it's shifted to learning. I mean, I think the other piece of that, sadly, is that we're saying, especially from the student affairs side, what are the learning objectives and how are we assessing those? Like we've always said, we want to be co-curricular educators. Yeah. But it feels like there has been a shift, I would say maybe in the last 10, to be more intentional and specific about the learning that we want our students to have. But I do think as we continue to become more diverse, our goal is to become kind of more diverse and more inclusive. But how do we actually do that? How does that impact colleges and universities that are valuing and believe wholeheartedly that we can't be homogeneous? Like, we are not as good as we are if we all look, talk, eat, think the same way. So what concerns me is we have these ideas of what we think we need to move towards. Based on that conversation, I'm wondering, are we actually moving in that direction, or are we doing the actual reverse? I think the actual model of some of those first colleges kind of had it right. Because it was this kind of triad of the academic, the co-curricular, working all together. That was beautiful, and now we've kind of gotten bigger, and you have less of that synergy and more of the silo. So I think and I think history repeats itself. So in those places where institutions have died, or there's been corruption of even like institutional leadership and or culture, like, what do they do? And let's learn from that and not make the same mistakes. I don't think we knew the level that technology, I don't know that anyone forecasted that speed of technology impact. So like, it has impact, but it also has great influence. You know, people can take classes no matter where, and you know, there's opportunity because of that. So who today's college student is changing, the demographics, and that was predicted. So if we're not prepared, that's our own fault. We've known that who will be our students of today is who they knew would be the students of today.